Hey everyone, it's Mike here with Clicked Marketing, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can install Microsoft Clairty on your websites using Google Tag Manager. So let's go to the computer and get started. Okay, first thing to get started, you're going to head to clarity.microsoft.com, and this will bring you to the Clairty website. What Clairty is, for those of you that are not familiar with it yet, it's a free tool that Microsoft just released out of beta last week. It's now available for free to everyone, and it offers session recordings on your website as well as heat maps. Session recordings meaning that it will record what people are doing on your web pages. You can go back and watch and see how they interact with your website, where they're clicking, what they're scrolling on, what they're reading, what they're not reading. The heat maps will show where people are clicking on pages, so you can get an idea maybe of like what type of request a quote or buy now buttons are working and which ones aren't getting any attention. It's very similar if you're familiar with Hotjar. Hotjar is a similar tool, but it's a paid tool. Right now, Microsoft Clairty is free for everyone. There's no cost to use it. So to get started, just click on the Get Started button. And if you don't already have an account, it's going to walk you through creating an account. I already have one set up, and we're just going to set up a new project here. So we'll do a new example, and we'll use my website. So you would put the URL in here where you want to set it up, and then you have to select a category. Now, one thing I will let you know, the categories are a bit limited, and if you click on Other, I want to bring this to your attention. You'll get this notification that if you're in the finance, medical, and government, any of those type of related websites should not be using Clairty. In the medical industry, I imagine it's probably violating HIPAA regulations. Finance and government have similar regulations that it's likely violating. So in those industries, you cannot use this tool on your website. For anything else, though, you can go ahead and use it. So we'll just pick marketing and create. Okay, so then our project is created here, and you can put this on as many websites as you want, and all your projects will show up. So we click on that, and this is the code that we need to put on our website. It does have, so we're just going to copy this to clipboard. It does give you an option. If you click up here, it'll walk you through how to set it up on different platforms, and also how to use Google Tag Manager. I'm going to walk you through exactly what it tells you there. So we copy this to clipboard, and then we're going to go into our Google Tag Manager. And if you already, this is just a dummy account. If you already have one, you're going to use your account. If you don't have one, you would set up a new Tag Manager account, which we can cover that in another video. You're going to go to Tags, and we're going to create new. And we're going to give this, first thing always do, give your tag a name. So we're going to call this, actually this Clairty tag. And go to tag configuration. Now right now, Microsoft Clairty doesn't have any of these pre-created type of tags. So we're going to just use the custom HTML. And we're going to copy our code just like that. And then we need to set up a trigger. And we're going to do this on every page. So we're just going to use the all pages trigger and go ahead and save that. And then you would hit the submit button, give your workspace this submission a name. So we're just going to put installed Clairty so that if there's any kind of problems or mistakes, you know which workspace to go back to. And we publish that. And that's it. Microsoft Clairty is now installed on this website. It'll start collecting data, and it will collect sessions, record sessions as well as heat maps for you. It'll take a couple hours when it first gets set up. So you may not see any data for 2 or 3 hours after you set this up on your website. And it says right there, it may take up to 2 hours. Just to give you an idea though, if we go into one of these, So it does collect some basic analytics data. Most of this you're already getting in Google Analytics. There's nothing really, actually all of this you're getting in Google Analytics, nothing special here, but the recordings are the interesting part. And it doesn't record every single session, but it will record quite a few. And what they look like, if we go to one here, this is a podcast website, so you can see it's smaller, which means this is a mobile recording, and it will record. It shows right there. Somebody just clicked on the play button, so they're listening to the podcast there. As far as heat maps, it'll show like what buttons people are clicking on. You'll get a little heat map of all that information. So the reason that you want to install this with Google Tag Manager is it does give you more control versus just putting it into your code. With any script that you're running, it does affect site performance. What I've tested so far with Clairty has been very minimal as far as it impacting page speed. For some of you speed demons out there, though, that are really obsessed with page speed, you may not want it running on every single page. You might want just certain pages that you're really interested, your conversion type pages that you really want to see what people are doing, so that you know what kind of improvements you can make to improve your conversions. Tag Manager gives you easier control like that, where you can, instead of firing the tag on all pages, you can pick which pages you want it to fire on, or you can exclude some pages that you don't necessarily want it firing on. So that's it. That's how you install Microsoft Clairty with Google Tag Manager.